I went through and tried to set this up, and it just wasn't working for me to do it beforehand. Okay, so I was trying to get this set up ahead of time, and I don't know why it's not playing with me nicely. Okay, so it says it's live. and magnifier's in the wrong spot. Hello, Lizzie. I am trying out a different position, and I'm seeing if this works. I'm also okay, that's not going to work. I also have my headphones on for the mic. Oh, yeah, that's not working. Okay, let me rearrange a little bit. I did a little test stream, but things were not going how I wanted them to, so I'm redoing it. So I can't tell if you can hear me okay. So let me know how it sounds. And I'm going to try to sit how I like to sit, and then I'll move the camera. So I was messing with the lighting because I thought that it looked okay, good. I was trying to get it so it wouldn't tilt so much, but I think that it needs to do that too. I'm trying out a new app. So I'm trying to see if I can get it right. I'm sorry about it moving around like this. But I thought it sounded a bit low when I was testing it yesterday, this new app. So I thought maybe I should put my headphones on. Okay, maybe. Except where I'm working is underneath the saga. Okay. Let me wait until it settles down so I can see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit, or in or out. Here, let's go out a tiny bit and move it over. It's hard because I don't really have a set, like I can't set it and then leave it because it's my phone, and the arm that I'm using is really flexible. So it's a bit hard to set it and forget it kind of thing. Okay. And I had a thing where I could set up the chat, but it kept losing connection. So I just said, forget it. I'm not going to worry about that. I put my coffee on the floor so I wouldn't hit my magnifier all the time. And I think that I am where I want to be. I guess we'll see. So, let's see. I might be able to, I think I'll leave it there. I'm going to be working mostly in this block right here, so I guess we'll see. Sorry about being so unprepared. I actually spent almost all day yesterday figuring stuff out and then refiguring it. Lizzie says, I need to learn how to film on my phone. Not sure when, though, as my studies are starting soon and I have other obligations. So filming on your phone is not really, I didn't find it very difficult. I just wanted it to be clear and I wanted like all the things to line up how I wanted them to. And I wanted Saga to be on the screen. So, but I'm not really sure that it feels like this is a little on the laggy side. So I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Let me move my box. I'm working over here right now just because I wanted to do something that was a bit more block stitching just to get going. I I planned best laid plans of mice and men. Elihu. Um, that was Swedish. Uh, okay, so yeah, I was a little nervous because this is not going as well as I was hoping it would, and I mean, it's going okay. I just was hoping that I would have been a little bit more together while I was doing it. Does that look too zoomed in? What do you think? Like my fingers look huge. I love block stitching. I don't mind it at all. This is such a pretty color too. Um, Hi, AJ. Thank you. Oh, Anzit. Did you get a new name today? I was like, wait a minute, who's AJ? I know who you are. How's the lighting and the sound? My hand, I put hand lotion on earlier and I washed it off, so my hands look all dry again. I think my laptop is too far away. I can't really see very well. I love Susie Izzard. I love that she chose Susie as her name too. Such a great comedian. Oh, 100%. Love her to death. Um, yeah, just the best. So smart. Um, super duper. So I put my headphones on because I wasn't sure how it would sound with this new app and if it was going to be laggy or not. Um, I also thought that the color looked a little blown out. So I turned the light down on my magnifier, and that seems better. And it says, pretty good, a little choppy, but I have lag at work today, so it might be on my end. Yeah, but I also kind of noticed the lag. I'm watching it on the laptop, but these laptops are pretty bad, so you never know. Oh yeah, and it's just blue. It's blue. So um it's a dark blue. It's 930, the color 930. It's really pretty. And I put a picture of the product, the chart that I'm working on the screen. And so it says, the thread you're using right now isn't black, ish. It is really, really dark blue. It's almost a blue-green. I like it. It's a nice color. I was worried about the sound after yesterday's test run that sounded like I was mumbling, but then I was kind of talking to myself and not really enunciating. Could hear Alex fine yesterday. Oh boy, he was talking a lot. So yeah, I should mark some patterns. So I'm not sure about the Saga box. It seems like it's not really necessary to be this big. Let's see, where am I at? Did that one? Okay. Lizzie says, I have yet to purchase a Stitches So Beautiful chart, but I may if I have money to do so. I am I working on 3 now? Yeah, 3. I love them. They're really pretty, but like this one is full of confetti. I was working on the other. Oh, I hate when that happens. I just messed up my thread. Oh well, it'll go through the hole, so I don't care. I was working on the other side, and I was trying Gemma's color flow, and it was just so many threads. It was kind of crazy, and I was looking at another Stitcher's YouTube. She had a similar technique to color flow, but she talked about when she parked. So here you could probably see it. So let me put this thread out of the way. So when you park, when you're working from this side, the parked thread is in the empty spot. And hi, Claire. Welcome in. So what she was saying was when you park, your threads are out of the way from the other places you're stitching. And that really made sense because that was something that really bothered me about parking and everything. So, it's something but the other side is just crazy confetti. And I had so many parked threads. They're still there. They're all right here, bundled up. They're on the side all bundled up. But there's just so many, like one stitch here, one stitch there, and then you skip over a box or two, and then there's more. Oh yeah, I better double check. I am going to end this thread on the end of this row because it's getting short, but maybe. Oh, here, I'll do these. Let's mark that so you can see me marking. I think it's going to be a little bit lagged behind. I am casting from my tablet, and it might take a little, like I'm noticing I've stopped a few minutes ago, and there, I'm marking it now. Yeah. Wow, that took a while. I'm watching. Oh, it's not live again. Okay, well, I have to stop looking at the screen because it's obviously tricking me. So I am going to, there's more of this, but I'm just going to, as I stitch, I have a couple of parked threads, and I think that I will work them in, maybe. I'm going to do a little tuck right here. Whoops, slipped. Maybe. Yeah, okay, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. And I made a big old knot on my... Hello, Michelle. Welcome in. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if anybody's here for the evening. Maybe someone for... Oh, sorry, I bumped the stand. So, oh, that looks pretty good. Let me move this out a little bit and mark those. Yeah, I think I'm going to work some of these parked threads in. I think that my idea is that I want to do like a page. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do like 5x5 blocks, but I will, like I'll work in the 2 rows and then park. This is in my mind right now. We'll see if it continues that way. But right now, my thought is that I'm doing typewriter, but I'm doing the with the TMC numbers, and I'll work in this top row for the numbers, but I will cross country park over here past this line, and if it doesn't go here, I'll park in the 3rd. That's my plan so far. And hello, Allison. Welcome in on your work club. Okay, yeah. Ann sits in work club too, but he doesn't stitch yet. We're going to make him stitch one of these days. Clara says, I think this chart you're doing will be the one I start in May when Yogi does her marathon. You know it. Has Leah changed your name today yet? Or have you not noticed it? And where is that guy? He's supposed to be here cheering me on as well. I'm looking for, I was looking for my wax and it's right where it was supposed to be. Okay, so I am going to, so I have my highlight box. It is 13 by 10 because I was working over here in these little on the side. So what I usually do when I'm checking, maybe, come on, okay. So a lot of times, if there's not a lot of colors, there's a lot of colors on this one. Wow, there is a lot of colors on that one. But I usually will go through and look, do the drop down. But there was, that's interesting. Should have done that one first. Anyway, I know why. I put that there because I was doing color flow to start with, and then I changed my mind. And that was what I did. And that's here. Wait, no, that's there. Oh, okay. It's all really dark colors, but kind of nice. See, this can go here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and then cross back. So I take my threads back down. It's kind of handy when you're doing full cross compared to tent stitch because, tent stitch, you have to be so careful of how you do your threads or how you cross. And, it's a little bit more, you have to be more balanced. Okay. And then, oh, yeah, there's one here. You can't hardly, it's so subtle, the colors. Oops. Pulled up the thread. I'm a little bit hyper because I got a bit stressed out trying to get this going. So I'll calm down in a few minutes, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm just, yeah, I'm gonna park that there for a second and mark that one. I think, yeah, okay. I think I'll leave that one for now because there's other threads and it's going to continue going down. I'm moving my hands around like a idiot because, yeah. Hello, Leah, my fake spousey. Thank you for coming and seeing what's going on. I put my headphones on so that you won't feel like I need a mic because I priced mics and I do not think that's happening anytime soon. Buying too much stuff. So let's see. Let's do some more. Yeah, let's do this instead. Do do some more parked threads. That's a good one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So wait, wrong button. So my idea is, see, my thought would be if it was in this square, I would work over. I'm pointing to my screen. Sorry, this is really silly. Antoisette. Good name. I like that one. Aw, I have pretty hands. Thank you, Leah. You're the best. Don't tell Alex that you're the best, okay? Because he thinks he's the best. Well, he is the best. But yeah. Definitely like that name. Hello, Janelle. Welcome in. My nose is itchy. So I was pointing at my Saga screen trying to explain what I was going to do, but yeah, that's not right. So anyway, I'm looking at the symbol for this one, and because there's not really any in that left-hand box to move over, I think I'll just work down. Yeah, I'll just work down and then park. Well, I'll just do those stitches. That's silly. It would be silly to park that for 2 stitches. So that's my idea anyway, and we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty new to cross country. I'm pretty much, I like order and you know, I like things to be orderly. But this was a pretty good place to start. It's not, the confetti is not too bad yet. And when it does get bad, then I will just blame Leah. It's all Leah's fault. It's always his fault. So when I have my box because that's where I'm working, but I'll turn it off when I'm doing the little cross country. And then what I do is I mark all the stitches except for that last one. And then when I go back to my box, I mark it and then it switches to the next color. Though that's not really necessary at this point because I'm going to work these park threads in. Now that I think about it. Yeah. And I will try to figure out putting the chat box back on there. It was weird. It kept losing connection. I'm not sure what that means or why it's doing that, but yeah. I put the mock-up there instead. Okay. So I did those. And then, yeah, see, I still have this box marked And I think you guys can still see that box, so I will do that. And that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And yes, I can count, Leah. I do not need Alex to count for me. Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to end this. So I will do that interesting move that I've kind of figured out. I don't know if hopefully it'll look, I think it's easier than doing the tuck in. And if I bring the thread up through the middle first, it doesn't seem to slip. Ha, yeah, there we go. Okay, so, and since I still have this thread on the needle, I'll just go up and do those other ones. Or I'll park it up there, something. Okay, so I'm going to read some chat because Antoisette and Leah are talking a lot. Janelle says hello. You keep order in your head with CC. We've talked about this. It's Antoisette's fault. Yes, okay. And he says nope. She said it's yours today. I accept no fault. Betrayal. Oh, I love you guys. I'd hate to see you stitching using Alex's counting. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was gonna say if you have trouble counting, you've got Alex. They do say cross stitching questions your ability to count to 10. Absolutely. And Leah says Antoisette talks a lot. I talk the perfect amount. I don't know. That is definitely debatable. Okay, so I'm going to, first of all, I want to mark my crosshairs on there. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to park that floss on my board. There's enough for little stitches, but I am sticking to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sticking to my 5 boxes unless I want to park, and I'm not going to bother parking on this one. So I get my board out, and this one is 3012. Watch me have one there already too. No, I don't. Okay. And then I need some needles. And I think, let's see. I'm so prepared, you can tell. That needle, hopefully that needle is not a 26. Doesn't matter. Couple stitches. And that is 3012. Okay. And then I put my box back in and there. Okay, but I'm not going, I should turn that off for now. I'm going to turn this off for now because I'm working in the parked threads. Let's do this lower one. Oh, see, how silly is that? I parked for 2 stitches. See, this is why cross country does work for me. Let's move that over there. I'm just gonna stick that in there. In the way. Okay. There's more, but they're way over. There's more stitches like over on the edge, but they can stay there for now. Okay. And then I will end this one. There's a lot of this thread left, so let me change needles and I can park this needle. Okay. And Leah says, Lizzie, crochet also questions your ability to count past 10, sometimes 5, sometimes even 3. Knitting too. I wish I had that response when I was younger, when I was told I could chat the hind legs off a donkey. Oh, yeah. My mom, oh, my mom used to, she did not like my chatter. Um, yeah, but we could sit on the phone together for hours, so I guess she didn't mind it too much. Okay, see if I can get that in the right. I won't say get that in the right hole because I'm sure Leah and Ansel and Toisette would have a comeback on that one. Okay, so this is number 500. And if I look at the chat right now, I bet they will say something. Okay, yeah, Leah does definitely have the worst. You guys are such teenage boys, I swear. Yeah, sure you would. Okay, let's see. So I did those. I'm gonna take my box off there and, oh, it's locked. Put the box in there. I have one here, but I think I'm gonna leave that because I'm trying to be orderly. I think I'll do this one. I would normally do like lower, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah, see, this is the silly stuff that I do. One stitch. That's why color flow doesn't work because you kind of don't look beyond the little bit that you're working on, and it's just yeah. So since I will. Oops. Yeah, gotta be careful. I've been working on Ada a lot, so I'm pulling on my threads a little bit more. So there's more of this, but it's way over a couple blocks away. So I'm just gonna end it and park my needle on my board. And this is 3852. 3852. Yep, got a spot for there. Okay, and then we check on this. Leah says, I get it. I love wool blends for crocheting, knitting. I shop by yarn, by feel rather than material. It drives me nuts. Yes, it does drive me nuts. Hi, busy mom. And you're at work listening. I love this pattern too. Thank you for saying that. I should put this in my description also. It was a present from my friend Christina, and hopefully she's watching. But she might have taken a nap, so we'll see. Okay, so did that. I am definitely hyper today. Nice. Wait, let's. I guess that's nice. Nice for some. Okay, so let's pull this one here. It's calm. Alex isn't home. I have a couple days off from him. Leah says, I need to be finished getting ready for today's low back epidural. Ugh. And we leave in 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, you get yourself going and say hi to Rich for me. Okay. And yeah, see, this one doesn't have a lot. But I think that I'm going to try this. I think I will. Wait, no, I said I was going to work in this square. Okay. It's kind of all over the place. Okay, well, we'll see. I have ideas, but then I sometimes think, no. See, my idea would be just to stitch this out. I think that's what I'm going to just do. Why not? 1, 2. Oh, that's in the wrong spot. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Double check. I didn't mark that stitch, or it's wrong. That's possible. Okay, so we'll look at that in a second. Okay. Haven't worked on this for a while. Let's see when I worked on this last. It's been over a month. Oops. I really like this pattern, but it is really confetti heavy, and sometimes just my brain doesn't want to deal with it so much. So I've kind of, when it comes up on my wheel, I kind of think, oh, I don't know, but I love it. So it's a tough one. And my new fabric should be here tomorrow, so I will have at least one new start. I might have to, I don't know. Part of me is like, ooh, I want to start both of them. But I've already worked on one of them before, so it's a restart. I want to try different fabric for it. So I'm a little like, I want to do that one, I think. Okay, so this thread's getting short, and there isn't any more around there. Look, oh, my tablet is not so, it's kind of cheap, so it's not super responsive. So let's end this thread. Probably enough to do a little bit more stitches, but it was kind of far. There, I got it. It's a kind of a fine line getting it just right, and so that it doesn't pull wrong. Okay, so let's mark those. Wait. Okay, so I'm going to check the chat. My hair band came out also. Okay, so and that's Antoisette. I love that. He's off to a meeting, and Lizzie says, this is why I haven't not cross stitched, because my brain is still like cotton candy, and I just don't have the power to read charts at the moment. You know, maybe something like an easy 14 count might be good. You know, just to give yourself a little bit of a, you know, still be able to do some stitching, but then not be totally taxing on your brain. That might be something you might think about. Okay, so I have one more thread here that I can work in. Yeah, this is it's silly. Okay, well, we will do these stitches. Can you guys see the saga okay? Is that working okay? I have it, I tried making the screen so it's able to be seen, but it's hard to tell on the phone. So yeah. And oh, as I said before, guys is just universal. It's a really hard one to break the habit of. It doesn't mean anything. It's just it's just the way it is. And I honestly like it better than saying girls, because guys is just unisex, in my opinion. So anyway, if you guys don't oh Lord, swear. Okay, so yeah, if you don't like it, let me know. I'll try to be more mindful about it. Yeah, there's a lot more farther away. So do I want to? No. Okay, it's going to be ended. So I'm actually I kind of like oops the the 22 count. It's loose, so it's quite easy to pull out pretty easily. So I decided I want to end it the way I've been ending it, and I can just pull it out before I. I am really chatty today. Yes, there it slipped a little bit. Oh, eh, it's not perfect, but it'll do. In a pinch. Hey, Christina. Christina says, hello, all, and Suzanne. Didn't go on a walk as I ended up journaling instead, but had to go do some grocery shopping. That's okay. I'll let it slip this time. I was like, hopefully you're here. I sent you a bunch of links for helping me with the stream before the sample, but yeah, I still had to reposition everything anyway, so it didn't matter too much. Just that stitch looks funky. Okay, so now I'll go back to my 10 by 10. So I'm not doing typical typewriter method. I'm using the idea, but I'm doing the DMC numbers. So I'll start at the lowest number and stitch it out. So this is the first one that comes up on the list. 372. And oh, nice. There is a thread there. So I think my idea will be that even though there's actually no, because that's my fifth block. So I will stitch over in this block. Christina says, "Oh, thank you, oh gracious one." I was stressing out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. How does it sound?" Yeah. And then I thought, well, I guess I should just not worry about it and just get on with it. Let me double check that. So this is that new start, that our idea of start for the Hardanger. I think it looks really good. You got to be a little bit cautious, but I do like it. So I think that I'm just going to work on one, two, three. Okay, so it's right there. Um, so there's quite a few of these stitches, but it's not like fully covering. So I think that I'll stitch them. I'll stitch this thread out. So, what are you all working on today? And do you have your fika with you? I have my coffee. It's the caramel latte as usual, with lots of foamed milk. And I did not grab anything as a snack because coffee and snack don't go along with my stomach. So I'll have one later. I'll have a snack later. Or my fingers aren't too big, right? There's quite a few stitches in this color. That's nice. Christina, here's proof that I'm actually doing cross country and that it is me that's doing it. Lizzie says, it seems I can get some patterns, just wondering if I should. What are you thinking about getting, Lizzie? Are you thinking the stitches so beautiful? I think, do they still have a sale going on? I can't remember. I know the Cross Stitch Studio is having a sale. I did look at that yesterday, but I didn't really feel like, none of them really kind of caught my attention. Okay. So now I will, there's there's one stitch over here. I think I'll take it over here and finish it so it's in my block. That's not where I want that. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Yeah, okay, let's try this. This is one of those tongue at the corner of your mouth, like, will it work? Is it gonna be good? Because sometimes it does slip sometimes and look a bit wonky. But that one turned out good. Okay, good. And then I pull it really tight and then it distorts or something. So there is that. And I'll take a sip of coffee and read chat. Let's see. And okay, you're working on Guns Pieces, Christina. Yes, of course. You're going to finish that before I finish my other one. I think I'll finish that one later. Okay, and Lizzie says, I'm thinking of the one you're doing, Vibrant Fusion and Pink Fairy. Oh, those sound, I don't know which pink, I don't know the other two, but this one is so lovely. Christina got this for me for Christmas. And Michelle's heading to the work club, and Fred is back. How long is it until your appointment, Fred? I'll just call you Fred, I guess. Should I call you Fred? I don't know. Yeah, I think I will. So now I don't know if you all can see this. This one has a lot of stitches, but it boxes in these two flowers. So, wait, I didn't mean to make a parking note thing there. So I actually will go through and do those flowers first because I think those are the only ones in that I don't want to box them in. So I do a little bit of I'm waving my hand around like a idiot. I do little bits of decisions along the way. If I decide that, like in this case, there were a lot of threads that were uh, all over. There were blocking in. So then I make the decision to skip those for a few minutes, or until sometimes I'll skip them until the end if I know that they will cover up a bunch of um, they'll cover up a bunch of confetti. So, and this one I need to. I'm not sure. My live what do you call it? YouTube is a little behind. So I'm like looking and I can't see the camera. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's still, you can't really see the floss, but that's okay. So what I'm doing is that this color I haven't, they're all meter long. And so I'm going to use my handy ruler and cut some smaller ones. And this is approximately the same size as if you took the skeins of yarn like Joyce recommended and you just cut one end. They end up being the same length, but I didn't really want to do all of my floss that way because I do, you know, I do 14 count and I do tent stitch. So I like to have some of each. But I did find that when I'm working 1/1 that it was handy to have a little bit of extra. So Fred is, you're in the way now in the car. Wow, 45 minutes? Yeah, I forget Florida. Yeah. You know how I think about Florida. Okay, so this one, there's only 2 stitches anywhere close by. So I will put these on a needle that I can put on my needle board. And because this arrow floss is a little bit fluffy, I do wax it. I did check and it does wash out. So I just figured, why not? It makes it lay nice and flat and then it'll fluff up later. And I didn't cut the end, so I could try that. I don't usually thread my needles this way. But that worked. The the eye of this needle is a bit odd. Okay, let's move that a little bit. So there's only 2 of these stitches, so it's kind of handy because I'll start the way I start, and then I'll end the way I end. That's I love, this is 3740. It's such a lovely color. Okay. And then I will end it the same way I started it, sort of backwards. There we go. Oops. So that was 3740. Put it back on the, see if I can read my board. Okay, so let me read this again. Fred says, Florida bites, but I'm in the city, so it's bearable. It takes forever to get anywhere. I saw someone else doing waxing too. Also saw someone use a bar of soap. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And Clara was talking to Fred. And Christina says the soap sounds like an interesting idea. Yeah, that does sound kind of interesting. Maybe some like baby soap, maybe something really mild. That does sound a bit interesting. I just use beeswax, and I like it. So okay, so we'll do that one, and then it skipped. It skipped to higher number than the one I just did. So in this case, I have to go back. So then I'll do this. Wait, sorry, I hit the stand with my leg. So, and this one is 646, and no, and this is why I do the number so that I don't have to switch my stand or my cart back and forth. 646. That one is already cut. And Fred's talking about his back. I wish they'd do something about my back. I'm so tired of it. Yeah, I think this app is a little choppy. I, I'm wondering if it's the I'm doing a screencast. So okay, I just got a message. Let me check this really quick. Okay, one second. I'm gonna turn that off for a second so I can check my messages. It's from Alex's dad, I think. Hold on a sec. I need to message him back. No. Okay, sorry about that. Let me close that. He was just asking about Alex. The nurse was supposed to call yesterday and didn't. Yeah, Fred says, I feel like the soap would get tacky. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, maybe. And Lizzie says, I'm now looking at Cross Stitch Studio. Why are there so many pretty things? I know, wow. Remember the 70s and 80s punk days and people would use soap to style their hair? I wonder if it's similar texture. Now I never did that because I was definitely not a punk. I mean, I was definitely not a punk. So, but I'm thinking that I'm going to do this differently. I'm thinking the soap that if you used like something really pure, like um, baby soap, no perfumes, no, no nothing harsh, or maybe something like Castile soap or something. That might be good. I think that here I'll do this way. I got a bunch of stitches that I can do. Nice. So I'm gonna do these, and then I like to do a little bit of uh, Danish and English stitching. I switch no matter what. Like I know there's a bunch of these stitches, so um, I'll do that. This has been really nice considering how much confetti was on the other side. This seems to be quite pleasant. I was hoping that there would be a little bit more, some of each. But this is working out. This I'm liking this. It's not out of control confetti. Though I will say, like this little yellow dot, there was a lot there. It was pretty bad. Like two of each kind of thing. Oops. Okay, so Christina says, would be like the wax or conditioner? I think it would be more like the conditioner. I mean, no. I mean, I think it would be more like the wax. But sort of a combination of the two. I guess it would depend on which you used. So I don't know. It would wash out. The only thing I would worry about is having oil in it. But then the beeswax that I have, I did add a little bit of coconut oil into it, so it was a little bit more soft, and it seems to work. It kind of, it's a bit tacky if I put too much on it, but I like how it lays flat, and almost always use it with DMC because DMC is just, it untwists for me so badly. The fairy floss, I don't seem to need it as much. I really like the fairy floss. I want to do a whole set of that eventually. So let me mark off some of these stitches before I lose my place. Let's see. And take that off. Okay. Let's see. I've lost my place where everyone's chatting. How does Yogi do this? Okay. So Lizzie's waiting for Library Cat Supersize Max Color to come out so I can purchase that pattern. Purchase. Yeah. And Leah says, oh, maybe, Christina. Fred says, California had a good punk scene. I'm sure you've seen a few out and about. Yeah, of course. I know punk. I just wasn't really into that. I was more into, normal 80s music. And Lizzie said, I like some punk music, but I'm afraid I'm a new romantic, a short lived crowd, but love it. And then Christina has a reason, thread kit, so experiment. I think it's a good idea to try that out, Christina, on your rayon thread. I would definitely try it out. And it just makes sure it doesn't have any enzymes. Well, I guess it wouldn't really matter with the rayon. And I would think that you're not really sure of the wax you're getting from China. Unfortunately, it might say beeswax, but they don't always smell or look like it. So you don't really know for sure. So there's that. This was nice to get a bit of these stitches in. Okay. Like, where am I? I think Yogi needs to make some t-shirts. Where am I? So there's a little bit of thread left. I think that I will. There's not a lot, so I think I'll do these stitches down here. Maybe. But I keep pulling the needle off the thread. this distance kind of freaks me out a little bit, but I know Christina is a pro at this. You'd be like, no problem. That distance, that's not that far. Wouldn't you? Let me double check. Whoops, almost. Let's see. It's not super long. I think. We'll go for it. It's kind of far though. Let's see. Oh, there's enough. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee after I do this stitch. This one might slip a little bit. It's kind of a maybe. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I'm not sure I really like this app so much. It does seem a little bit. Oh, I forgot to turn that back on. Oh, I forgot to turn the saga thing back on. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. And Christina says, cross country all the way, baby. And if it's wrong, oh well, stitch over it or fudge it. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. That one looks funky. Okay, so let me mark those. And did this one. Okay. So I missed those. Oops, wrong one. How many buttons can I hit here? Or how many wrong buttons can I hit? Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Okay. There we go. Okay, so 726. Oh, that's a good one. Oh wow. There's the. Can you see there's the sun down here? Oh, nice. So there's a little bit of sun. Keep hitting the wrong things. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so 726. And there's none there on my board. Oh, I was going to take a drink of my coffee before I start the next one. I put it in a little thermos cup so I wouldn't knock it over on. Almost knocked over my cup a few times the other day. Tastes a bit funky. Okay. So, yeah, 726. Oh, I should. 1 second. I'm going to send a message real quick. So I'll turn that off for a second. Go off. I guess Alex had a rough day again, so I'm going to check this real quick. Oh, he didn't check it. Okay. I'm so used to using voice to text and I'm not using it right now. Ugh, have to type everything out. This is not. Okay. There we go. Now you guys can have that back. Okay, so yeah, the new medicine Alex is taking is, I don't know. I guess they think he's not doing okay on it. But yeah, it's funky. So let's see. So this is 726. Let's see. I need to do 4 stitches here. So I'm thinking that tomorrow I might try to do a stream. Okay, this is in the way. I was going to say my fabric might come tomorrow, but it's not. It's coming on Friday. I just remembered that. Never mind. I was going to say, what should I start? But it's Friday that it's coming instead. So worry about that later. I ordered some 16 count for the little rabbit, and I ordered some 18 count for Red Rock Mystic, which I want to restart. So kind of intrigued about both. Okay, so this one I'm going to park it over here because this is not there. Let me mark that real quick. Oh, that's a huge ass. Huge pen. They come in different sizes, and that one just looked huge. 2, 3. Gonna mark this because I think there's a bunch of these rays, so I will park this down here for now, like so. Did that one. I guess we're getting into the little bits of confetti here. It's not too bad though. But you know what? I think I'm going to do this. No, I'll leave that one. Okay, so 728. Nope, not there either. Looks like I got quiet all of a sudden. So, for those of you that were here for the other streams, how do you feel this looks compared to some of the earlier ones? And how does it sound? Do the headphones help more, or do they sound, or does it sound not as good? Christina says, going to get golden kite pattern when this is finished. Did you decide which one you're getting? That first one you showed me was really pretty. That one was really pretty. I looked and I liked a lot of them, but then I was like, I don't know. I wasn't wowed. So I think that's a good sign. For me, that's a good sign. Yeah, and that's right. They are really expensive. I think that was part of price point was not really in its favor. I was looking at some of the Waterhouse paintings because I love Waterhouse pictures, but like the ones that I really like, I didn't really think they looked that great. So, like the mock-up on I've seen a lot of these same pictures on, for example, Pain Free Crafts, Artisy, because they're classics. I think the last one I looked at might have been a Scarlet Quince, which I actually really liked. Those ones are really nicely done. And they looked much clearer than the Golden Kite ones. So I'm a bit more hesitant. But then I'm also like, do I really I don't know if I really want to do that. They're so drab, which of course they're supposed to be. That's the way they're painted. But then I love them, but I also want more color right now anyway. So we'll see. I keep putting them back, they're still there in the back of my mind of things that I want to eventually stitch. Like I really love I think it's called Borealis. Maybe that's what it's called. I love that one, but it is very dark. And I don't know. I'm just after doing Unicorn Valley, I think Unicorn Valley broke me. It's just so brown. I don't want to work on any more brown. Okay, so I am going to park this one here. Oops, not there. That's not the color. And that's 1, 2, 3, and 2 over. There we go. Okay, so I will catch up with chat right now. Wait, hit the button. Okay, so Lizzie said it's better and the picture and sound is loud and clear. Sorry, I've been quiet. Decided on whether I can afford what I want to buy in the 2 sales. Oh, you really should look. Yeah, you get some stuff. Michelle says, I just looked at Golden Kite. I've never heard of them. Goodness, they're beautiful. They are really pretty. There was a couple of them that Christina was showing me earlier that were like, oh, those are really pretty. But they're really expensive. So right now I'm like, nah. Gonna mark these real quick. I'm debating whether I'm testing out the this live stream app. And if it works out, then I probably will subscribe. It's like $10 a month. But I need to make sure I like it. And right now I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple days and make sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I like that I can have the picture. And I really wanted to have the chat come up, but it kept timing out, and I didn't really like that. So I removed it and put the picture there instead. I'm going to mark these ones too, because I'm doing this 5x5 instead of going all the way across the row, because I don't really care about row finishes or anything like that. I just want to stitch. And it feels more accessible in the hoop. I also decided to use the smaller hoop for streaming, because I think that it is, well, like right now I'm lower than that. Now I just realized that I'm lower than the camera, but it's okay. I'm just marking the crosshairs. But what I decided was doing the smaller hoop, that I could be a little bit more focused. Hopefully the camera will be better focused in a smaller area. So we'll see. Okay, so I marked those. So I was just marking the 5x5. And let's see. Christina says, the brown-eyed stitcher, among others, are doing the Rivendell one. It looks amazing. Oh, see, I need to look. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I have a message again. Let me turn this off for a second. It's Alex's dad. Okay, wait. Okay. Sorry. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So I just found out he's not going to get his alarm for the bed since he's turning 18. Oh, that's so irritating. Okay, well, it is what it is. We'll get there eventually. Okay, let's see. I'll turn that back on. Oops. Oh, yeah, I could close that so you guys don't have to see that. That's the problem with using my phone and my tablet. I can't quite see what's going on if I get messages. Usually I would just ignore them, but it's his dad, so, it's kind of important. Okay, so there's only, yeah, okay. Let's see. And that's 729. Oh, there's one of those, maybe. His medicine is making him aggressive. I didn't notice it, but I guess he's really having a hard time at school. And Alex is not aggressive. So that's worrying. So I waited all day yesterday for the neurology nurse to call, and then they didn't call, but then his dad called and got a hold of somebody, so that's good. Okay, well, It is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. I picked up a piece of fuzz. So there's more stitches, but I'm just gonna leave. I really love the needleboard. I will say that, and also this ending doesn't make it have a bunch of pimples all over the fabric, so it's a bit cleaner and easier to end threads and not worry about it. This one looks a bit funky. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna check this again. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna leave that off for now because I need to see. Yeah, because we're talking about changing medicine and stuff, and just a nightmare. So I'm going to leave Saga off for a few minutes until he's finished talking to me, so I can. Yeah. Okay. So seventh. That was fun. There was like numbers, like 4 numbers in a row. There's one. See, yeah, there's just one of this one. 7:30. Okay. Nope, no needle there. Okay. So now I'm a little bit brain distracted. Sorry. Okay. Oh, it's a green. It's not orange like the other one. This is one of the floss drops that I kind of the floss I tried a different length, so that's it's really a weird length. That's okay. Um, it's a little longer than I would have for 1/1. Okay, so Lizzie says I'm in the process of being weaned off a medication I should have never been given. It's a slow process. Yes, it is. If it's I know you have. I know you said you have fibromyalgia, um, and a lot of times the doctors they give you stuff that's just crazy side effects and withdrawals, and yeah. So Alex is epileptic. Oh, hate that. Um, so he's being put on some medication, and actually a lot of medicines that they use now for fibromyalgia, they were once epileptic medicines, and they're just really harsh medicines. Oh, I probably pulled that out. The thread is really long. Um, so I'm a bit weary about it. This thread was just a little long. Um, so since I'm only doing one stitch, I'm gonna do like I think I'll do a tuck. No, I think I'll just do a little pin over here. This thread is crazy. It's too long. A little bit too long. I think I'll cut some of that off. That is crazy. Oops. Maybe. Put my arm in front of the camera. Let's cut some of that off of there. Just drop my scissors down the side of my cart, the I have little magnets in the corners of my cart. So I have a pair of scissors on each side. And sometimes when I put the scissors back, the magnet gets pushed down. So, so then the scissors just fall into the cart because the magnet's down towards the bottom and it doesn't catch them. Okay, let me put that on the board. Oh, okay, that was just the magnifier. Let me double check and make sure that. Oh, see, I just hit the magnifier with my elbow. Okay, so it sounds like he's not talking anymore. He's probably at work, so sorry, I hit the magnifier with my elbow. Yeah, okay, it's better now. And that was 7:30. I'm gonna put that back on the board. Okay, so Lizzie says, well, I have to do something now. If I don't start it now, I'll never get it done. I best get going. Okay. And Clara says, I'm stitching the Rivendell from Golden Kite. It's the solid one rather the blended threads. How do you feel about those patterns, Clara? What do you think about them? Okay, that's another one that's just gonna start in 742. And I have one of the, oh, that's good. Oh, that's perfect. I have a little tiny bit. But I'm definitely not starting anything anytime soon, I think. Don't really, I say that and then next week I'll find something, That's usually how it is. This looks like, let me just push that over a little bit. And right, there's a lot of, all right, there I go. Okay, that's fine. I was thinking there was a lot of thread there, but it was okay. I think I often forget that the magnifier isn't how it really is going to look. It's just sometimes I think, oh my gosh, it's so messy. But it's just the magnifier. I have to remember that and not worry so much. Let's see where that's going. Okay. And that one's not very long left over, so I'll cut that. Oops. Clara says they store very nice to stitch. From what I see from Facebook groups, the finished ones are gorgeous. The charts are very expensive unless you wait for a sale. Christina says, I'll get the Stormtroopers too with blended threads. The Jade Waterfall will be on the wish list since it's so expensive. Christina, did you see the one that I looked at? I sent you a link to it. It was similar to that Jade Waterfall. It was really lovely. I can't even remember what it was called now, but it was really lovely. So 833. Oh, wow! My eye went right to that number. That's nice. Ow! These needles sometimes are a bit. The ends are, because they're so fine. The ends are a little sharp. But I do think that if I'm going to get a pattern anytime soon, I think I want to try not a jade, a scarlet quince. maybe. But then I have to buy fabric and floss, and probably will wait. That looks like I missed it. Did I miss it? Let me do that one again. It's just really small. Oh, I really poked my finger with that. I don't think there'd be any way of being able to buy a kit anywhere anytime soon. Not sure if Christina told me today about Nerge coming up with their own Q snaps. Has anybody else seen that? They looked a bit interesting. Christina says, yeah, but something about the jade water one speaks to me. It was beautiful. I definitely think that is a winner. Yeah, definitely. That's your style too. I think you'd like it. Okay, turn that back on. Okay, so 834. Nope, none of those. More yellows. This must be one of the curly cues from the sun. I mean, I've looked at the mock-up, but I don't really like keep track of it. Let's look real quick. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Isn't that cool looking? So that's where I'm at. Okay. But it's a lot of color changes. I've been really in the mood just to like stitch, you know. Oh, that looks good on the screen. Interesting. Um, and it does seem like it's pretty clear lighting wise. So can't see the square here. All right, I'll do it on this one. Why is that so hard to see? Oh, it's the wrong one anyway. Well, that helps. Let's put it over here. That block was very crowded. How much do you have left on Gone to Pieces, Christina? And I missed the hole there. Yeah. Talking to myself. Well, I'm just muttering. That's bad. Sorry about that. And then over. Oh, it's kind of far. But I'm just going to do it. If I keep starting and stopping, I'm never going to get anywhere. I'll go over here a little bit. Stay within my 2 blocks that or 2 rows. Oh, helps if I actually count right. That looks like there's some fluff there. Okay. I'll go over there and do that one too. I'm like, would really like to do some classic painting, but I guess I just haven't decided which one. This is a little far, but I'm just going to do it. When I was looking at the golden kite patterns, as I said, I was looking at the John Waterhouse paintings. And there was a Miranda and the Tempest. And I have that on my wish list for Heaven and Earth, because I really love that one. And I actually think that the mock-up for that one looked better on Heaven and Earth. I'm not sure if that's, true, or if that maybe it's bigger. I kind of suspect that the Heaven and Earth one is bigger. I didn't compare them, but I kind of suspect it is. So 834. 34. Oh, 410 stitches left. Good job, Christina. You can do it. I remember when you started that one. That was a while ago. That was before I started cross stitching again. You started that one. That's cool. I'm gonna real quick check. Did that turn off? Yes, it did. Okay. Oh, ton of tabs open. Closing tabs. Hopefully not close the wrong one. That would be interesting. Okay. Wait. I lost the chat for a second. 1 second. Oops. Let's see. My chat kind of froze up for a second here. Clara says, what's it called? And Michelle says, there seems to be a lot of blended colors. How hard is this to do? Is it a pain? I've been doing a lot of blended colors with my Howells piece, and there's a lot of blended colors on that. It's not that bad, but you can't do something like 25 count. You got to use a high, you've got to use a lower count like 14, 16. I personally wouldn't use 18. That piece I was working on yesterday is 18 count, and I'm using DMC, and it's 2/1, and I hate it. I hated stitching that. So I would never do 18 count. I'd never do 2/1 on 18 count again. It had blended threads as well. It just was really crowded. But the Howells I'm working on 14 count, and it's pretty nice. Yeah. Christina says, in other patterns I've done with blends, I've done half the cross and 25 count. No problem. It gives a watercolor effect. Yeah, but it's kind of a pain. You gotta, I don't know. I think for me, I wouldn't like that. This is like way far behind. How far behind is it? The laptop is a bit silly. Okay, so 869. But there was a video I watched recently from Adam Hart, and she talked about working with blended threads. Oops. And she had this is where I found out about the Scarlet Quince patterns. And she was doing, they have a lot of blended threads. And it was gorgeous. I was like, oh gosh, I need that. But she said, you want to do it in a higher count. And I just pulled that through. So I don't really find it, well, honestly, I did find it annoying at first, but I think that was because I had to, I had to cut my threads and then I have my cart. So with Howells, I was taking it would call for a thread from one side of my cart and a thread from the other side of the cart, and I was switching them back and forth. But I'm thinking about doing just like a little mini pack for the blended threads that would be less spinning my cart back and forth. And for non-blended threads, just do it as I normally would. And I didn't think that through. Let's put it here. Okay. Just gonna tuck that in. Whoops. So that's not as secure, I think. I think I'll go in from the other side too. Maybe. I didn't think it through in advance. It's kind of funny. I can hear the wash machine in the laundry room next door through the headphones, but I can hardly hear the music going. So, it doesn't matter. So 869, put that back on my board. Oh, 930. Oh, there's a nice block of stitches. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Michelle says, thank you. Good to know. The Golden Kite kits use 18 count. And Christina says, check Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher. He's doing Rivendell with blends, 2/1, half cross. Looks awesome. I think it's more of a personal preference. I just find that 18 count, I really didn't like it 2/1. But it is definitely a personal preference thing. So 930. I just did that one. So on the other side, I get to spin my card around. Yeah, okay. So that's why I didn't hear the music, because it's turned off. Let me turn that back on. That's weird. Okay, well, oh, never mind. This computer is so laggy. Oh boy. not a professional. I'm going to take a drink of water. This computer is so slow. Sorry. Christina says, I think he does it on 25 or 28 count. I haven't watched his videos in a while. Sometimes the YouTube just doesn't let me see things when I want to see them. Or it'll do things it thinks I want to see, and when I don't actually really want to see those. It's super annoying. So there's a bunch of this one again. So I think that I will. This needle looks huge. Yeah. Sometimes the 26 needles get into the 18 or the 28 count, or the 28 needles. It's like, that's not right. That's good. Hold that. Okay. I always worry about having a bunch of floss on the traveling on the back. I try to not have that bad feeling, and just let it go. But sometimes it's sorry I hit the hoop. I just noticed there's a huge gap in this block. Oh, I know what I did. I was like, I skipped ahead. I forgot to open the window. It's overcast today, but I can feel the sun. It's definitely getting towards warmer weather. Oh, I need to post this on Yogi's group because I think everyone would get a kick out of it. On the Tutu webpage, the one that has the chatelaine type charts, they did a pattern called yoga frogs. It was super cute. Let's mark these. And I keep thinking about posting it. I was still thinking about doing one of those patterns, but then I don't know. It just feels like there's so much specialty threads and things. I might just wait another year. So I think on this, there's a lot of, I think I'm going to park because this, there's a quite a big blob of this color. Or actually, yeah, no, I think I'll park that. The other idea was to do this part over here. But then there's also a lot of little threads. So I think that's where I will park it and do those later. 3799. That's a nice gray color. I actually like that color. It's quite nice. 37, and there is one on the board. It's probably short though. Yeah, it's not too bad. Take a sip of coffee. Ran out of my normal milk. That just tastes weird. Ugh. I better go shopping tomorrow. See, I know if I asked Christina what she would do here, she'd be like, be bold, cross over the back. Not that I can find that center here. There we go. Right, Christina? But it's filling in pretty nicely. Looks pretty good. Nose itches. Yeah. Christina says, obviously, I would say that. Too much pain to not do that. Yeah, I know. But I worry because you know me, I worry. But did you see? I did it anyway. You would be proud of me. I'm getting there though. Did you see all that nice cross country I was doing a bit ago? Like going all over willy nilly? Getting tight in some of these spots. It's not too bad. And then over here, I'm just cross countrying all over the place. Christina says, well done. I'm so proud of you falling for my influence. Yeah, you are the worst influence ever. But I wouldn't have gotten back into cross stitching if it wasn't for you. So I'm pretty grateful. I guess I'll keep you as a friend. Let's see, where am I at? Here. Though it's cutting into my weaving and knitting and spinning time. Not getting any of that done. I don't care though. What's the problem, right? Though I have been knitting more often lately. Let's see, this one is gonna go, yeah, it's about right. Need to move my pattern a little bit. So happy with Saga, it's the best app. Okay, let's mark those. can go, oh, it's not too much left. This is the fabric I got from Christina. I have two projects on it. There's Thumbelina and this one on two different sides because I was too lazy to cut the fabric. Oh, I was too lazy to sew the edges on the fabric. So yeah. Okay, I see a stitch over in the next box. So I am gonna go over there. There's not very much thread left, so I'll do these lone stitches here. Leave the other ones. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops. And there's a huge amount on the corner that I'll leave for now. Actually, I'm going to do this stitch up here and finish it. Ooh, I love when this stitch just looks just right. Okay. Well, I went a little more cross country than I was planning originally, but that's okay. So let's see what the chat says. Oh, Michelle says, how do y'all know each other? Tell us your story. Okay, so Christina and I met through Facebook. We were in a Swedish group for people who spin. And if I remember right, she needed help with she needed help with some spinning stuff. And I was like, hey, we lived pretty close to each other at the time, like maybe 20 minutes away from each other. And I said, wow, you live there, I live here. You can come over to my house and I'll show you how to do it. And so that was, I don't know, that was, must have been over 10 years ago now, right? Yeah. Because I was still living at the house then, and you were living in Holsbetty. And Carl was pretty young. I was still at the house. That was before I moved out. So it's been over 10 years at least. And how many moves since then? But yeah, we've been friends ever since. It's been amazing. She's a good friend. I'm happy to have her. And I taught her how to weave, and she got me back into cross stitch. You feel old. Hello. Our kids hung out a little bit. There's quite a age difference between our kids, but my son is mentally wise, or his mental age is quite lower. So they're not as compatible anymore now, but when they were younger, it was pretty close in the age together. We did we did Tour de Sock together. I think that was the second year I did Tour de Sock. We did that together because I remember we sat at the lake with both boys and knit while they were swimming. Or Alex was running back and forth and trying to be not stressed out. That wasn't, he was stressed out. But yeah, that's Alex. So yeah, it's been a while. And I didn't realize this is funny, and I don't think Christina knows this either. I didn't realize Christina was American until we were friends for like, I don't know, 5 years or something. I kept thinking, wow, her English is really good. Have I ever told you that, Christina? I was like, wait a minute. Because I don't think you ever told me until, oh, I know. When you were getting your passports to go to the States, that's when I found out. So, gosh, that was like a long time afterwards. But yeah, we've been friends for a while. It's fun. We met through the Swedish spin group, spinning group. And now we all live far away from each other. It's kind of sad. But one of these days. I think we did sewing together. We've done a bunch of stuff together. It's been really fun. Um, it's fun to have, a bestie with the same kind of, interests. See, I'm gonna do a little bit of a yogi move here. That's just too far. That's gonna pull up the blue. See, I try. If I was doing like a bigger count, I would have done these yellows before the blues, but I didn't think about it, and so sometimes it's the blue pulls up. That's okay. Okay, so I think what I will do, and I know what I'll do, I will stitch this stitch. And then I think I'll park this down here. Yeah, I'll park it there. Okay. Oops, missed the button. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, see, sometimes I don't know if you can if you notice this. Um, there are it's using the same symbols. Sometimes Saga does that. It will just, and sometimes actually it's just the pattern. Sometimes the patterns actually have two. So this symbol, I was looking at this symbol earlier and thinking, okay, well, I'll do that when I do this one. They're two different symbols. That's so I'm not sure if you remember how to do this, but you go in and you press the little wheel, and then I'll pick a new symbol. And let's see, something fun. Let's use a star. There we go. Okay, so now it's changed. And that's why I left that, because I thought that that was the same color. Okay, so that was about 9 years ago, but you realized I was American until when? Until when? I think it was when you were planning your trip to the States, that's when I realized, that's when you said that you had an American passport or you needed to redo your American passport. And I was like, what? Um, and Michelle says 2 Americans who spin living in Sweden. That's a pretty small subset of population you were destined to meet. And we, at the time, we lived about 20 minutes from each other too. That was pretty cool. Okay, so 3822. And I have one on the board. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, it's very short. Okay, we'll leave that one there. Take a new thread. 3822, because it's going to go, it's part of the ray. So I didn't, that's pretty short. Let's, oh, my fingers are not behaving. But Michelle, there are a lot of people who spin and weave and do all that stuff, and maybe are American. But I think I think Christina is not as much American so much anyway. She's definitely, Swedish. Well, more Swedish than I am. I came here a lot later. There's a knot in this. It seems pretty quiet today. I'm not sure how many people are watching. It says 13. There's some lurkers out there. That's cool. I'm glad you're all here. Oh, that was on the short side. I'm just cutting some thread for the next color. Still getting used to it all. Oh, hi, busy mom. I figured you were still here. Hope work is going well for you. Oh, it's so. I look at the laptop screen. And it's like so far behind. It felt like there was a knot in this thread, but it's just a piece of fuzz. Okay, that's fine. This sun ray is really pretty. I keep looking at that needle. That needle just feels. Let me look at this real quick. I keep picking up a needle that is obviously not the same size. Yeah. Oh wow, that one's really big. Okay, I'll put it up here on the board and I'll put it away later. Just to put the wrong one up there. Okay. I am just with it today. It's funny. I threaded the needle and then pulled it right out. Smooth move. Hi, Janelle. I'm still here, just lurking as normal. That's okay. We don't, we're here to stitch too, so, can't be chatting the whole time. We can't, well, I could chat the whole time, but if you're chatting, then you're maybe not getting as much stitching in, and so it's okay to be a little quiet. I don't mind. Christina's floss tube is called Journals and Stitches. You probably can uh, search her screen name and it should give it to you. She does hers once a month. Um, yeah, it's been fun. There you go. Journals and Stitches. I will add her channel to the description later so that you guys can see it. And if anybody has any floss tubes they want to mention, go ahead. I know Busy Mom has hers. I don't know if anybody else is on that has one right now. But drop your links if you want, or you can't drop a link. But say your name if you want. I'd be happy to check it out. Let's see. This actually there was a bit of confetti, but then there's also, like this one's flowing pretty nicely. Need to move the saga a little bit so I can see where I'm at. Okay. Undo the box. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll do these. Let's see, there's 4 there. And then I'll park down there a little bit farther. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've been making some sort of retro meals. I think I did that one wrong. No, that's right. They're just the same color almost. Did I do that? Wait, let me double check that one. That one looks wrong. No, that's right. They're just really similar colors. So I've been doing some like retro American style meals lately for my kid. Since his diet has opened up a little bit to have a little bit more stuff, letting him have a little bit of sugar and doing rice and things like that. So his new favorite right now is Spanish rice. So I made that for him last night. I think he wanted to go to school because he was having it in his lunchbox. It was pretty funny. Okay, so here I am going to do these stitches over here. And then I'm going to park it in that box just because I'm trying not to go too far. I don't mind parking. A little bit of parking is okay. Oh, yeah, whatever. Let's see. Let's park it here. There we go. Okay, so those ones are done. That one, park it there. And box. And there. Oh, one stitch left in that box. This has gone really quite smooth. 224 stitches. That's not bad at all. I'm going to take a sip of water. The chat is way off again. How far off is it? I think the music turned off too. Oh well, we'll leave it off. Okay. So this one is, and this one, I think I'm just going to do that one stitch and then I'll pick up the other ones later. 3857. And there is none up there. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. It looks like what did I do that for? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind that. So this one, I will put one on my board. That's a good one. So those of you that listened before and now, do you think that the sound was better before or now? Just curious. I'm trying to decide if wearing headphones is necessary or just an extra thing to deal with. They're pretty comfortable headphones, but if I don't need them, it would be kind of nice. I can't tell because my laptop audio is really bad and my tablet audio is really bad. I have to wear headphones to hear anything decent on them. Okay, so that was 3857, and I could put that on the board. And Clara said, no, Busy Mom says, I think it's the same. I don't hear any difference. Okay. Yeah, and Clara says it's the same. Okay, good. Because I was worried last time I streamed that every time I moved my head, it sounded different. So I was a bit worried about that. So that's good to know because then I can possibly do without the headphones because, I mean, they're comfortable, but I think that I would prefer not having them, honestly. So I don't know what I was doing here, but it shows that I parked. I had a parked thread here, which do not have. So 807, I'm going to fill those in. Yeah, see, that's weird. It shows that I did some over on the other side too. But I must not have marked those stitches. Well, that's handy. There's a bunch of stitches there. Okay. That's, interesting. Sometimes I've noticed that sometimes Saga, like if you accidentally hit the back button, it'll close and then it hasn't saved. And I think that seems like it's probably one of the reasons. Oh, this one's really long. Oh, that one's a little bit too short. So yeah, so next stream I will try doing it without the headphones. I have they're called they're Raycon Everyday earbuds, and they're pretty decent, but they're noise canceling unless you have the attention mode on. But then that sounds kind of whooshy in my ears. It's not, I don't know. I mean, it's not a problem, but kind of would be nice not to have to wear them, which would be cool. So there. Oh, I love this color. But now that the stream is starting, it's like you can't change the earbuds. Um, the stream seems okay. It seems the color seems okay and everything. I mean, it's not as nice and clear as Yogi's. But I think she's got a professional camera. She's definitely not filming from her phone. And my phone's also a couple years old. It's not even near top of the line. So we use what we have, right? I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying the technical part of it as well. Sometimes it is a little bit frustrating getting it all working, but then I also find that it is a good challenge. I like the challenge. Okay, I can't. Oh, there it is. It's like, where is the hole? That's the problem with this. The crosshair color is the same color as the floss. That's not usually a problem. So it's been kind of fun figuring out lighting and sound and, you know, how to make it so that it works on a budget. It's been kind of cool. Okay. Ooh, I get to stitch a couple of stitches. And I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I keep tweaking, and it's probably probably a bad thing. But Christina will tell you how I am. She knows all about it. Little, just a tiny bit. How many times? Probably Christina knows best on the. Okay, just move aside. Let me do it. Not that way. This way. Oh, I am just. Yeah, yeah. It's a fault of mine for sure. Okay. Oh, it's a little thick there. Christina said, the side eye I'm giving you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Christina puts up with a lot. I know not to show her the cat patterns since she doesn't like cats. Okay. Oh, look at that. Wow, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 complete boxes done. Nice. Okay, so I'm looking over here. Yeah, it looks like it's filled in. I'm not sure why those stitches weren't there. This is 807. Oh, there's no hole there. Let's do this. Ow! Just poked myself with a needle bed of needles from the needleboard. Okay, so let's do this. I'm not sure what happened with those ones, but they're done now. Okay, well, that was fascinating. Okay, so my plan here is that I'm only going to do 5 and then go down. I think, wait, is that right? Yeah, that's 5. I think that just feels very manageable instead of going all the way across. So that looks a bit. With the magnifier, you see all little blemishes a little bit. Okay, so 320. Oh, yeah, I can move my. Oh, wait, I did move my card over already. 320. It's another kind of. Oh, no, it's green. Oh, okay. It's probably a color that Cisco wouldn't like. I like greens. There was a green that was like came up with all the patterns in the 80s that I used to love. You know what? I think I'm going to take the headphones off and you guys can tell me how it sounds because it's starting to bother my ears. It's been too long. I'm like,
Okay, so how does that sound? Let me know if it's clear enough. I just took the headphones off because my ears were bugging me. If it sounds the same, then I'm not going to worry about it. And if it doesn't sound the same, I'll put them back in. It's not, either way, it's not a problem. But I think what it did was the app turned off the attention mode. So it felt like I was, sitting in a quiet room. It was weird. Let's see. Busy Mom says it sounds clear. Thank you. I was worried if I moved my head too much, but it's lower. Okay. Let me see. The camera or my phone is higher up. So the mic is farther away. So I will put the headphones back on and then I will play with the settings later on my own. I can also, you like it better, more bass. Maybe have the headphones around your neck. These are my, they're earbuds. So I probably could take the, just have one earbud on, but I've never tried that. So we'll just leave them off for now. I'll just speak louder or whatever. So I wasn't going to go into this box, but they're right on the edge. It's all stitched anyway. And then yeah, I'm just gonna oh dilemmas. No. I know what Christina would say. She'd say, go for it. But I think what I will do is go this way. No, it's too far. I don't want to go over that much. No, I'm definitely not going to go over that much. I think I'll park it down here. It feels like I'm talking to myself. Sorry. Yeah, Christina, I've told you about my mom. She didn't like that. My dad's sisters were loud and obnoxious, and well, she thought they were loud and obnoxious. And so, every time we would talk or whatever, it was like, don't be so loud, don't be so loud. Here's another stitch that is obviously stitched that I didn't mark. Okay, so this one here has a lot of stitches, but I see another, oh, come on, push the button. There's only one of those, so I'll skip over those ones for now. There's this one as well. Yeah, okay, so I'll do these ones. Let's see. Clara says, which pattern on 𝐒𝐚𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠 were you thinking of doing, but you think 𝐒𝐤𝐴𝐷𝑠 is bigger? It was Miranda and the Tempest. It's a John William Waterhouse. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, it's a Waterhouse picture. It's a woman standing on the cliff looking out to sea to a ship. That was one of them. And then the other one, it's by the same artist. It's called, I think it's Borea or something. I actually can, let's see if I can see how this works. Whoop. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. It's not letting me. Oh, it's locked. That's why. Okay. So let's see. Hold on real quick and I'll show you. Because I can show the website. Oh, I moved the. Let's see. So this. John William Waterhouse, yeah. So this was the one of them that I want to do, and I've seen it on different, let's see if it opens. Oh, there it goes. I've seen it on a few different, hold on a second. Let's see. I've seen it done by a few different makers. That's one of them. And then the other one, let's see. Oops. The other one is, well, honestly, I love all of them. They're all beautiful. This is the other one, Miranda and the Tempest. See if it opens. This one. But I really, when I'm looking at this, I really think that the 𝐤𝐴𝐷 one is more clear. Oh, the tabs. Oh, yeah. That the tabs is very much. It's very much me, isn't it? There's like, oh, and then here, if you look at that, that's 13 tabs, but then there is 19 inactive. Oh boy. Yeah, it's bad. So yeah. But you know, here. I don't know if you guys saw this. Christina showed me this earlier. It is the Nerge Q-snaps. Aren't those cool? They look really cool. Well, anyway, that's but I do think that this one is clearer on 𝐻𝐸D. At least that's what I remember anyway. But anyway, okay, so back to Saga. And let's see if I can put this back to where it's supposed to go without causing trouble. Let's see. It's gonna act up, isn't it? See, there's a lock function for it. So I unlocked it. Oh, now I gotta put it back. Okay, I'm just turning it off for now because that's annoying. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I'll just turn it off for now. Clara says, yes, I would want the clearer one too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 𝐻𝐸D one was clearer. I have to figure out how to make that work so that it opens and then I don't lose it. I can only have 2 tabs open, so I have to I either have to turn one off to turn one on. I'm still getting used to it. So I moved the camera a tiny bit. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. Actually, let me move the camera. The camera ended up going down a little bit when I was messing with it. Let's see. So now my magnifier is showing. Okay. And just so you know, the fabric is crooked in the hoop. That's why it's like bowed like that. I like my fabric super tight, and where the join for this hoop is, there's like a little bit of a warpness, so it gets a little loose there. Well, it's not really loose. It's pretty good in there. Okay, so wow. Okay, 928. Wait, I was gonna look here first. Nope, there's none there. So I think what I'll do is I think I'll go until 6. So that's another 20 minutes-ish, because I think my butt is starting to feel a little numb. I've been sitting here a little long, but I'm enjoying this. It's fun. It's kind of a little challenge to do something like this, something with such a confetti, but it's not too bad either. So yeah, I'm having fun, and I hope you all are having fun too, and getting lots of stitching in. So this one right here, I think I'm just gonna do these few stitches. I'd rather restart it over on the other side and not go over that big yellow. I think that's what I'll do. That's the plan. Oops. I stuck that in the wrong spot. Okay, well. Let's see if I can get that out. If not, I cut it. It comes out pretty easily if you cut it, but it holds really well too. It's nice. Clara says, oh yes, I'm truly enjoying your lives. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that everyone is coming and hanging out, and that's what makes it fun is all of this, the people in the chats. I wasn't sure I could do this, but I thought, I want to try, and it's been really fun. I don't really know if I'll do, I'll be able to schedule so well because of Alex. But like this week, I don't have any plans. I am going to film my floss tube video. I'm going to try on Friday. But sometimes I don't get there until Saturday, so we'll see. Actually, I'm going to do this a different way. So we'll see what happens. And, I'll try to give some notice. I'll try to be post, within a good amount of time. And I'll try not to be late. But that I definitely cannot guarantee. I'm what people in Sweden call tidsoptimist. I said that wrong. Anyway, so sometimes I don't give myself enough time to do what I need to do, and yeah, it's not optimal sometimes, but it is what it is. Okay, oh shoot. I hit the wrong button. Okay, so now I can go back. So the next one, I think I'll do this. It's 9:31. And there's quite a bit of block stitching, but then there's also a little bit of, well, not a little, there's quite a bit of confetti between them. So the last thing on my wheel rotation is my other Stitches So Beautiful, the Everheart Mosaic. I'm kind of looking forward to working on that as well. I think I've only worked on it once, and since I started it, and the rotation is it's not long, but I get sidetracked sometimes. So I didn't really do it's not come up recently. Okay, this thread's really long too. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Oh, you know what? I bet that was one of the colors from Howells. I was like, why is that so long? Oh, it's good. And I'll try to figure out the saga thing so that, because it's kind of cool to be able to, show the browser or whatever quick like that. But I need to figure out how to do it so I can unlock it and resize it again. It's really hard to resize pinching, because it's weird. You pinch it, it will either resize or it will rotate it, which is just weird. So and I might try to do them earlier. It just depends on how I feel. If I'm, too tired. Today I was doing laundry, and then I wanted to make sure, I did a little test stream for about a half an hour to make sure I had it set up how I wanted it. So I don't know. I'll try to do some earlier, but never know with me. I'm very slow in the morning, and sometimes I don't get like really going until like 12. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Let me look at that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to end this thread because there is this same color parked over here, and then the next one is way over here. So that's a good place to park that or end it. Double check. $9.31 back in the board. Okay, so that's a good one to do because there's only a couple stitches. Yeah, it's next anyway. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's only a couple of stitches left, and then there's a ton of block stitching. That's nice. 3042. None there. And Fred is back. Hello, Fred. I have done 263 stitches. I turned off the Saga thing because I was showing the browser, and I couldn't get it to go back to the size I wanted it without messing with the phone. So I have to figure a different thing to do with that. If I ever get a new computer, then I will probably try OBS again. If I ever do that. Fred says, ooh, I wonder how this will look in VR. Well, check and tell me. So here's just 2 stitches. This was a really long thread as well. How many stitches do you have left, Christina? Okay, so I'm curious to see what it looks like. Is there any way you can show a picture? can't see the chat, I have to use it on the PC, but under 200 now. Good job, Christina. You can do it. Yay. I am going to work on my Sakura project later and try to finish that. I didn't do it that one. I didn't choose that one because it's just so light that it didn't show up very well on the camera. I thought anyway. 3752. 3752. Nope. Ugh. Where are you streaming it? On Discord, Fred? Question mark. I mean, oh, I'm so used to using voice to text. I just said question mark. Oh dear. That was a good one. I caught myself doing that yesterday, I think, too, while I was testing out the stream. Question mark. Oh, Christina, I finally figured out how to get around the voice-to-text censoring me. I say effin' now instead. It doesn't censor that. It's not a swear word either, but... Oh, I use voice to text like all the time because I don't like typing on the phone or the tablet, so I use it quite a bit. And Fred and Christina know exactly what I'm talking about. They have seen the evolution of voice to text through me over the years. It is getting better, but it's still pretty silly. Oh, I was going to end this thread. Okay, well. No more ducking. I tagged and linked it on Discord. Okay, I'll look at it when... I should have the live saved so you can see. What? Alex is home. Hey, Bic Bic. What are you doing here? Hi. Hold on a second. Are you leaving something for me?
Oh, here you go. You want some?
Okay, can you go put it in the kitchen?
Oh, I do it.
Okay.
I'm fixing it, please.
Okay, thank you, Biscuit.
Sure thing, Mommy. I got some Daddy's phone.
You got Daddy's phone? What do you have Daddy's phone with?
On the Bluetooth.
On the Bluetooth. Okay. Okay, I love you, Biscuit. Mwah, you're the best. Okay, you got Daddy's music. Bye, baby. Okay, that was unexpected. I guess his dad picked up his medicine and so dropped off some for me. You missed him already. So you heard I told him he was the best. So you guys get to fight over who's best. This is getting really light over here. Where am I at? Let me look at this real quick. Oh, it's like a little stormy cloud. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now we have just block stitching now, I think. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do this one. 3861. You know, his birthday's in like a week. I can't believe this. It's like I'm not ready. I'm not prepared for this. And so because he'll be 18, there's like all of this stuff that is just gonna be crazy because he's gonna turn 18, and he's not prepared for that, prepared for being 18. You know, he's mentally not 18, but there's all these things that once he turns 18, all this stuff changes, and oh, I'm not ready. So one of the things was his medication. So I'm not, you know, because he doesn't have bank ID. He medicine. It's just weird. I don't know how it all works. Luckily, his dad is dealing with it. So luckily. This is 22 count Ħardanger. I'm not sure if you can see if you look at the holes. Have you seen 22 count before? So if you look, you can see like there's like it's a basket weave or Panama. So there's two warp threads and two weft threads that intersect, so that you can, like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like 4 threads and they act as 2 instead. I don't know if you've worked on 22 count before. It's pretty interesting. The Ħardanger fabric is made obviously for Ħardanger embroidery, and the extra threads makes it easier to cut away the threads that you don't need. I've done a little bit of Ħardanger. It was a long time ago though, so I'm not even sure I got to the cut stage. Oh, I love 22 count. Yes, I've got 2 full coverages on it. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you know how it works. I'm not sure. I like the 22 count, but I'm starting to really like 20 count Aida. So I still work on the 22 count. But I definitely prefer 20 and 22 count to, I forgot to take a floss off, to 25 count. It's too small. I can't work with 25 count. I'm very happy using my CXC floss on it. I'm using Arrow floss, it's the same thing. It's just a different brand. It's probably even made in the same place. So I really like it. The Arrow floss reminds me of a really thin wool. So since I'm gonna do a bunch of stitches on this, it's 6 now. I'll stitch this. I'll stitch this thread out. I'm starting to get lispy. And then I will, end it so that we have time to relax and be fresh and ready for Yogi Stream later. Oh yeah, it's a Dimensions. Oh yeah, it's Dimensions Day. Maybe I'll work on my Dimensions kit. Well, it's not a kit. I have my own pad. I just made my own pattern. Maybe I'll do that tonight and finish Sakura tomorrow. Well, I probably wouldn't finish it tonight anyway. I have like 600 stitches to go on it. I think that's what I'll do. Work on a dimensions pattern. Let me double check that. Clara, which brand do you buy for your 22 count? Is it, I think this, I know this is Perman. I think in the United States, Perman sells as Winchell's or whatever that, however you say that. I don't think Zweigart has it, but I'm just curious because, yeah, I heard that it's getting harder to find. I'm pretty pleased with how this is turning out. It's a really busy pattern, but I love it. It has such happy colors. Christina, this is the pattern you bought me for Christmas. And then here. And I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'll do this stitch over here and then I'll end it and start it back. I prefer being at the top of the pattern. Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. Right. And I have my little rule that I'm trying to make, but I've kind of broken it already. I see I pulled that one too tight. Let me see if I can pick that out. I need to move my needles over there. I think I feel like I pulled that just a tad bit too tight. So I'm kind of grooming it a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. I notice all the little blemishes and stuff. That's part of a problem with using a magnifier. Okay, so let's mark that. It's not very long. 3861. 3861. Up here. Okay. And Clara says, one I bought from Amazon and it's got the Leisure Arts brand on it. And I cannot remember where I got the white one from. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that there are very many companies that make it. I was kind of looking it up a little bit to find out because I'm planning on doing a video tutorial on different types of weaves and, you know, what it means to, yeah, that's my plan anyway. So I was kind of doing a little bit of research because I know of companies And oh, I know what it was. I was trying to figure out what Jobelan was. I'd never heard of it before. And what I found out was it's just a brand name. So it's not really any, it's still like a 25 count. So that was interesting. I've learned a lot. And it's not available here in Europe because it's not, you know, 𝐒𝐈𝐺 is available here. That one's way too short. Take a bit more thread. There are 26 stitches in this block of this color, so I can take a little bit more. And I just put that one back on there, and then I tried to pull it off. That's really brilliant. So this one's too long. I wonder who does leisure arts. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure they don't weave it. I'm guessing it's they probably buy it from somewhere. But it's really, the one I have is really nice. It's I got it from Christina. She's my well, she moved away now, so she's not anymore. But she was my she was my supplier of fabric sometimes. So she graciously gave me this big old piece of this white hardanger, and it's lovely. Let's see if I can grab, my fingers are starting to get a little bit. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is, I said I was gonna stop at 6. Of course, I kept talking because that is what I do. It's kind of funny because, like I said before, I felt like I was really rusty with speaking English, even though I do speak English with Alex every day. But it's like, it's just different. And now, even though I'm just talking to myself, I'm using my language again, which is kind of interesting. It feels good. I feel less like I'm stuttering or struggling to find words. I mean, it's still there, but Christina says, not that you are going to start anything, which you've said multiple times. I know. Well, I restarted. This piece of fabric, I had started that really big Kim Jacobs piece, and I was just like, nah, I just didn't feel it. It was just so big. And I'm actually getting 3 projects out of this piece of fabric. So I scrapped that one. I think that I do want to do it, but I think that I will go with the mini. I think with Kim Jacobs pieces, it doesn't need to be that clear. It was just so big. I don't know what it was, like 700 by something. It was huge for a regular Heaven and Earth piece. This is crazy. Oh, look at this. Nice. Some block stitching. I'm looking forward to restarting Red Rock Mystic. I know Christina is not fond of it because it's horses. But it's just, it was so pretty. But every time I worked on it, I just hated how the tent stitch looked. It just felt so messy. And I got lines and I'm like, nah, I'm going to redo this. Michelle says, I did not enjoy the Kim Jacobs piece either. Too light, air stitching. Yeah, and then the borders were just huge borders of lots of confetti. It made no sense. I don't know. I wasn't happy with it. I love the image. It just wasn't any fun stitching. And I even talked Christina into doing one. Actually gave her fabric for it even. She gave me fabric for one and I gave her fabric for one. I started 2 of them. I just was like, no, not enjoying it. I was like, wait. Let's see. And I did a lot of tent stitch. And I even talked Christina into doing tent stitch. And then I was like, after a while, like, no, I don't like tent stitch anymore. Christina says that she'll start her Kim Jacobs eventually on 28 count. I think I do really love both. The Sewing Room Pumped is the one that I really love. So I do think that I want to do that one, but I think I'll do the mini and I think I will do 20 count. It is definitely a pattern that would work with 20 count and, you know, a little bit of, and I don't mind air stitching. Definitely I'm okay with sky and all that. I don't mind stitching white. Christina, remember when I was working on Haku, when I first started the Spirited Away pattern, and you said that the white would have drove you crazy, and I was all like, oh, this is awesome. I did like tons of it in one night. Like the Golden Gate Bridge is all whites and off-whites, and I love it. Though I'm irritated that I did it in tent stitch, but I'm already at like 26%, so I decided to just go with it. Clara asked, which one were you doing, Michelle? Okay, let me double check. Okay, I almost did the wrong place. Oops, wait. Quilt Room. Yeah, I started Quilt Room as well. And it's hard because I do like it, but then I didn't like it. I don't know. The more I worked on it, the more I was like, nah. So I actually reused that fabric as well. That was another one I was working on with a big old piece of fabric. And I started, oh, that's the one I'm doing the sugar skeleton pricks everywhere. I love that one. It's so fun. It's so, yeah, it's definitely me. That looks, does that look okay? I wonder. It is what it is. Okay, so let's mark those. Oops. And over here, I'm gonna put this away. A lot of times I'll mark all the stitches and then my brain doesn't remember what the number is. I liked dried flowers as well. I thought it was for 𝐒𝐚𝐽𝐥𝐢𝐳, it was a little dark actually. But yeah, the sewing room pumped was my favorite. Okay. Wow, I've done a lot. 317. That's not too bad. But I think that I'm going to call it quits now. It's almost 6:30. I'm getting a little hungry and I've done quite a bit. Oh, it looks really cool on the screen. I love these blues. They're just so pretty. Oh, so exciting. Anyway, and I think my butt is numb, so I think it's time to move around and stretch. I wonder how Yogi does that. She sits there for a really long time. I can't do that. I get up during her streams all the time. So anyway, I guess we'll end it here, and I want to thank everybody for coming and listening to me babble on and hanging out. Also like the Valentine Nook. Yeah, I actually am working on that one. That one I've got quite a bit done on. I'm doing it on 14 count, and it's lovely. It's really lovely on 14 count. I worked on that during the 14 count week. So yeah, I like that one. That one I definitely enjoying that one. It doesn't come up enough. I need to get my rotation a little bit more going. So yeah, so we'll see you guys later tonight on Yogi Stream, and if I decide to do a stream tomorrow, I'll put out a schedule, hopefully early enough. I have my office chair coming, hopefully, so I may have to wait until that comes. And hello, Laura. You're just missing the end of the live. I'm sorry, but there'll be another one. So anyway, thank you all for coming, and I hope you all have a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. And I'll see you guys later at Yogi's stream. So bye for now.